Hey everyone, today I have a feel good flow. This is all about connecting breath to movement, feeling better than when you started, just feeling amazing overall. So I think you're gonna love this one. Today you're just gonna need a mat, 2 blocks if you have them, and a blanket if you feel like you need something under your knees when we're on our knees on the mat. We are gonna start in standing, so let's go ahead and start there. Feet right underneath the hips. Just roll your shoulders up and back just a few times to start releasing any tension and just starting to get settled into your space. After that third one, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Arms are gonna lift here. Deep breath in. Feel that nice length through the spine. Exhale, go ahead and bring the arms down, but keep that spine nice and long. Great, another deep breath in here. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale. Bring it all the way down. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. And exhale to lower. Very nice. Go ahead and do a little side bending here. So arms are gonna lift. Go ahead and grab onto that left wrist with your right hand and reach it over to the right. It's okay if you let those hips push over to the left a little bit just to get that deeper stretch here. Don't round through that spine though, really keep that chest nice and open, core is engaged. Come on up through center, switch to the other side. Feel that beautiful length on that right side body. Breathe into the right side rib cage to expand the breath in the ribs even more. Deep breath in. Good, exhale. Bring it back up to center, arms are gonna come down by your sides. Just a nice gentle rotation here. So just swinging just a little bit side to side. We are focusing on rotating that upper body here, but obviously those hips will rotate a little bit and that's okay. Just make this feel good. Just starting to get a little movement in that thoracic spine and that rib cage, which helps expand the breath with those inhales and exhales. Beautiful. One roll down here. So coming back to center, take a deep breath in. Exhale, chin to chest. Just let the spine drip down one vertebrae at a time. Let the arms be heavy in the shoulder sockets. Head's heavy, so no tension in the neck. Once you get to the bottom, let yourself hold there for a moment. Knees are going to be softly bent. Feel the back release. Take another deep breath in here at the bottom. Exhale, start to roll it back up, stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time, getting that beautiful spinal mobility. One more deep breath at the top. Inhale, arms open and lift. And exhale, bringing them down. All right, we're gonna come to the back edge of the mat. We're gonna move ourselves down to the mat slowly with a little roll down into a plank. So as you're here, take that deep breath in again. Arms are gonna come up overhead. We're facing the end of our mat now. Exhale, roll it down. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring those hands to the mat. You're gonna walk yourself out into a plank position. We're not gonna be here long. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees as you walk your hands in. Drop the heels, roll through the spine to come back up to standing. Inhale at the top. Deep breath in. Exhale, arms down, chin down, roll it down. Make this feel good. Good, bending the knees. If it's too much for you to come up to plank, just go ahead and continue those roll ups and roll downs. Inhale in your nice strong plank, pressing through the arms, pressing through the upper body. Bend the knees to walk the hands back in. Drop the heels, roll the spine up. Beautiful. Last one here. Deep breath in, arms lift. Exhale, arms lower, chin to chest. Roll down. Bend those knees, walk those hands out. All right, we're gonna be in a plank here. If you actually drop to your knees first, this would be the first version. So dropping to the knees, you're gonna bring your hips back into a child's pose and then just coming back forward into that all fours position. So just going forward and back here, getting a little stretch through the side body. Stay here if you'd like. If you want to progress, go ahead and come onto your toes into that full plank and bring yourself up into a downward dog position and then roll it forward, nice and slow, back into plank. Good, pressing yourself back into downward dog, heels pressed towards the mat. Roll it forward, back into plank. Beautiful. 2 more times, bend the knees, lift the hips, bring them up. Feel your chest pressing towards those thighs. Beautiful, rolling forward, pressing into the arms. Last one. I love this one. This is a beautiful wake up for the body. You get this nice stretch through the back and the hamstrings here. And then we bring it forward into plank. All right, either stay in plank or come back into that all fours position. We're gonna take that right leg and we're gonna bring it forward to the outside of the right hand for a little bit of a hip opening stretch here. So we're gonna move this first. So you can do this from your knees or from your toes, coming back into plank or all fours. Left side's gonna pull in, left leg up towards that left hand. Back into plank or all fours. And keep that moving here. Start to feel the stretch in the hip flexor and in the back of the glute and the hamstring. Love this one. We're just doing one more each side and then we're gonna hold that stretch. Beautiful. Once you come back to the right, drop the knee down if it's lifted, that back knee. Grab your blocks if you'd like to lift that chest a little bit higher. And just feel this beautiful opening, this beautiful stretch through that left hip flexor and that right front hip. If you'd like to turn that right leg out a little bit, toes and knees can turn out to the side. Gives you a little bit of a deeper stretch into that left hip flexor. You usually can sink the hips a little bit deeper and you might get a deeper stretch in that right hip as well. Make sure though the core is still pulling in and up. We're not dumping into the lower back here. Stay engaged in the front body as well. Maybe rock the hips here side to side. Good, deep breath in. And go ahead and bring it back into plank or all fours and switch sides, left leg forward. Go ahead and drop the right knee down. Turn that left foot out if you need to. Beautiful, rocking here side to side. Very nice. Good, one more deep breath. Blocks are gonna come off the mat. Bring that left leg back. You're gonna sit onto your heels. Roll those shoulders back and down. Bring yourself into an all fours position. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take a deep inhale as you drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under, lift through your spine, round, drop the head, exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, round and lift. Now move into anything here that feels good in your body. Maybe it's big circles with the spine. Maybe you're keeping the spine neutral, but moving into full circles, nice range for the shoulders and the hips. Do whatever feels good to you right now. Loosening up the wrists. And again, just breathing with that movement. Nice, long, deep inhales and exhales. One more breath here. Now we're gonna find a little rotation. Left hand's gonna come to the mat. Right hand's gonna come behind your head, but the elbow's gonna start by facing down. Spine's neutral here, but now you're gonna inhale. Open the spine up to the right. So the elbow's gonna come up to the ceiling. You're gonna look to the right up. And we're gonna rotate down, right elbow towards the left forearm. Inhale, open up to the right, expand and open. Exhale, rotate down. So you're getting internal and external rotation here with that upper body. Again, beautiful opening here. If you haven't moved in a little bit, you're gonna feel this nice opening and expansion in the chest, in the rib cage, And hopefully in your breath. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale, open. Exhale, internally rotate. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Switching sides, right hand on the mat, left hand behind the head. Inhale, opening to the left. Exhale, rotate left elbow towards right forearm. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Now we're focusing on that thoracic rotation. So that's upper back here, but you will find a little rotation, just a little bit possibly in that lower spine. I want you to try to keep your pelvis neutral though. This is about that upper body rotation. We're trying not to have this travel all the way down to the hips. We're trying to keep it isolated. Last one, inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Coming back into a child's pose, knees wide and just a little bit. We're gonna move this child's pose, so reach the arms far forward. Forehead to the mat if you can. Take an inhale as you start to round forward. Bring your hips towards the floor. Chest comes through the arms as you extend through the spine. So we're in this beautiful extension. Head lifts, chest lifts. Press yourself up and away from the mat. Exhale, round the spine. Bring the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, rounding forward. Extend through those arms. Keep the belly pulling in and up. Exhale, lift the hips around the spine, hips come back. One more like that, coming forward, getting this beautiful extension through the upper body. Exhale, bring it back. Very nice. Sit onto your heels as you roll your spine all the way up. Lay on your right side now. So we are coming onto the right forearm. The elbow is going to be right underneath that shoulder. If this ever gets uncomfortable, feel free to lay all the way down onto your mat, supporting your head with that lower hand. Bending both knees to start. Hips are stacked, so the left hip is not behind or in front of the right, stacked here. Lift the bottom rib cage up and away from the mat. So you're really supporting yourself with the lower part of your body and keeping nice and stable. Extend through this top leg. We are going to start with forward and back kicks. Everything stays still from the crown of your head through your pelvis. Start to bring this leg forward. We're going to pulse it forward and then sweep it back. So we pulse, and sweep. This one is more difficult than it looks. You're gonna wanna sway the spine, right? As the leg goes back, you're gonna wanna sway the spine forward. Don't do that. Keep that upper body nice and still as you move that leg. Really great work for the glutes here. Great core stability. And you're using the obliques on the bottom side, shoulder on the bottom side. Keep that leg nice and parallel with your mat. 2 more here. Kick, kick, and back. Last one. Kick, kick, and back. Extend it straight out now from that hip. Lift and lower the leg. Flex the foot. Make sure the toes are facing forward, not up towards the ceiling. This is not an external rotation. We're keeping that leg parallel. Again, press yourself up and away from the mat. Feel free to lay down onto the mat if that feels better for you. Like I said, it's more difficult than it looks. Lifting and lowering. Let's do 3 more. 3. Beautiful. 2. And 1. Bend both knees, top leg on top of the bottom. Feet are going to stay together, clamming now. Knees, top knee will open and close. Again, great for that glute, great for external rotation of that top hip. Helps me to keep my top hand on my hip to prevent it from rolling backwards. So pelvis is staying nice and still, not tipping backwards as that leg opens. Sometimes it helps just to press into that hip and push it forward as the leg lifts to stop from that, doing that external rotation. Nice, let's do 2 more. 2. Last one. All right, now we're gonna get a little more playful with this. So
we're gonna take this top arm and we're gonna reach it back as the leg kicks forward. And then you're gonna take this top arm and you're gonna bend it in towards the top leg as you bring that top leg in. And then as you reach that leg back, that arm goes forward and you rotate towards the floor. So you're bending, crunching in knee to elbow, and then reaching as you extend that leg back. So now you are rotating that upper body. So now we're getting a little bit more movement through that spine. This might feel a little awkward at first until you get the motion, but then once you get it, it feels really, really good. Beautiful. Reach and extend, and then bring it all together. Reach, extend, and together. Last one, reach and center, and then sit yourself all the way up. Let's get a beautiful little side stretch here. And just start to rotate the upper body while you're here. So swinging or rotating this top arm in the shoulder socket with that side stretch. Last one, hold it over here for that deep breath in. Feel that right side body expanding. And back to center. We're gonna switch it to the other side. Laying down on your left side, prop yourself up with your left arm on that left elbow and forearm. Shoulder right over the elbow, hips stacked, knees stacked. Extend that top leg, kicking forward and back. So kick, kick, and we bring it back. Again, spine here on this one stays nice and neutral. Using that core stability. Finding that isolated movement in that top leg. Gaze should be forward. It's very tempting to look down at your leg, trying to keep your neck and your head in line with your spine. 2 more. Kick, kick. Really keep that leg lifted. It's tempting to let gravity and the weight of the leg lower that leg towards the mat. Keep it lifted at hip height. Now we lift and lower that leg. Lift, lower. Think of opposition here, pulling your upper body away from your pelvis, not so you're lifting the shoulders, but so that you feel this length through the spine in this direction as you reach through your leg and your heel in the opposite direction. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Bending the knees, moving into clam. Right hand on top of the top hip. Open and close that top leg. Check in with your upper body. Press away from the floor. Feel that connection into those obliques, right? Those are holding you here. It really is a full body exercise, more than you would think. 2 more. 2. Beautiful. Last one. All right, right arm is going to extend. Left leg is going to lift. Sorry, right leg is going to lift. Right elbow, right knee come together. And then as you reach, leg back, right arm reaches forward, rotate towards your mat. So you bring it together and then you reach. You can even do a little external rotation here as you bring that knee to elbow. So looking up towards the ceiling, bring everything center, and then reach and expand. Beautiful. Center. Reach and expand. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Sitting it all the way up. Find a little side bend here. And just start to move that upper body, move that arm in the shoulder socket. Had some good stability, but now we want to find that movement. On the next one, keep that left arm over, reaching towards the right, expanding through that left side body. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. I want you to grab your water, and we're going to take a quick break here, but we will be right back with some more. Hey guys, Kaylin here. If you've been enjoying these workouts and would like to support my channel, I invite you to check out my family small business, Davidson Provision Company. At the heart of both this channel and our shop is the same idea, helping you move well, live well, and enjoy the everyday. That's why we've thoughtfully curated outdoor lifestyle apparel that's comfortable, functional, and made for everyday adventures so you can feel your best wherever life takes you. As a thank you for supporting this channel, enjoy 20% off your first online purchase with code MVMT20 at daveproco.com. Thanks so much for supporting both of my passions. Let's swing your legs around. We're gonna roll onto our backs. Make this a nice slow motion, using that core as you roll all the way down. Feet are gonna walk closer to your hips, arms down by your sides. Moving through our articulating bridge. Right now, when you're on the mat, you have a neutral spine position. You have no tension in your hips yet, no tension in your glutes. Everything is nice and relaxed. Maybe give a little shimmy first before you get started. Press arms and hands down into the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale here at the top. Hold here for a moment. Make sure ribs are not popping. Press the back of the ribs closer down towards the mat. Use the glutes and the hamstrings to lift instead of the back. On your next exhale, roll the spine down. Upper back, mid back, low back. Release the pelvis. Again, exhale, tuck the tailbone under, roll up. Again, don't extend that spine. Inhale here. Exhale, press into all four corners of the feet, roll the spine down. Continue with that. Let's do two more. Legs are in parallel. Knees stay pointing forward, not out to the sides, not in towards each other. Exhale down. It does help to press into that big toe. That will avoid the knees from turning out to the sides. We're rolling up. This time, hold here. Again, back of the ribs, pulling down towards the mat, but lifting the hips with the glutes and hamstrings. Dip your right hip down, only a couple inches. Lift it up, then dip your left hip down. So one hip stays lifted, so you're rotating pelvis here. Try not to look towards the camera, or towards your TV. Try not to look towards me. Keep those eyes up towards the ceiling. That's going to protect that neck. Again, rotating here. Beautiful motion in the hips. One more each side, and then keep the hips lifted. Keep the hips in parallel. Bring that right leg up to tabletop without dipping down on that right side. Place that right foot down, left leg's going to lift. So marching here. Marching those legs, finding stability in that pelvis. Beautiful. One more on each side, then stay lifted. Right leg is going to lift back up to tabletop. Tap that right toe down, but lift it right back up. So we're not letting that foot release onto the mat. You can stay here with bent knees. Keep the pelvis level or extend the leg up long as you lower and lift. That's going to be more of a challenge. You have a longer lever. Just three more. 3. Squeeze that left glute and hamstring. 2. Last one. Lift. Bend the knee. Place the foot down, switching right to the other side. Left leg into tabletop. Tap the toe down and lift. So this is lots of endurance, strength work on that standing leg. If you need to take a break, feel free, then meet us right back in. Extend the leg if you want that little bit of extra challenge without shifting the pelvis, without shifting the hips. Beautiful. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Left foot places down. Lift the hips up one more time. And then roll the spine all the way back down and release. Let the legs here, the knees, just sway side to side, releasing any tension in that lower back. Feet now will stay planted on the ground for this first part. Hands behind your head. We're working on our ab curl. Elbows should be more up towards the ceiling than out to the side. Shoulder blades down at your back. So really slide those shoulder blades down. Pelvis is neutral. Take your inhale here. Exhale, chin comes towards chest as you lift the upper body up into a small abdominal curl. Lower it back down. Again, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Think of the distance between your chin and your chest is staying steady. So not jamming the chin towards the chest. That's just putting extra pressure on the back of the neck. I want you to keep your head heavy in your hands as you move through these abdominal curls. Last one. Beautiful. Now, going into an oblique twist, you're going to twist to your right as your right leg lifts, left armpit towards right knee, lower down. Stay on that side. Twist and lift and lower. Make note if you are twisting your pelvis when you lift. Keep your pelvis nice and stable. And that rotation here is coming from the thoracic spine and that upper body, not at the neck and the shoulders. So that's just moving in line with the rotation of the spine. 2 more. Last one. Place foot down, moving to the other side. Left leg lifts. We twist, rotate towards the left. Lift that left leg up as you come in. Tap it down as you lower. Lift and lower. Beautiful. And lower. 3 more. 3, 2. Feeling those obliques now here. Last one. Rotate all the way down. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Rock those hips here side to side. Again, getting a little release in the lower back. Moving into full roll-ups now. Walk your feet a little farther towards the end of the mat. Knees are still going to be bent for now. I'll give you a little progression if you'd like. Arms reach back behind you along the floor. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. That's the beginning of your ab curl, but this time you're going to roll all the way up to seated, hands behind the legs if you need it. Inhale at the top, nice tall spine. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Slowly roll it down 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, chin to chest. Again, use the hands on the legs if you need to. Tall spine at the top. Beautiful, growing tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, roll it down. If you'd like a little progression, reach the legs long along the floor, same movement. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding forward. We lift up tall at the top. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Find that control as you slowly lower down. Arms are going to reach back. Exhale, chin to chest. Beautiful core strength here, spinal mobility. This is one of my favorite exercises. Exhale, roll down. I just think it has a beautiful combination of those two, that strength and that movement. 2 more. Rolling up. This one is hard with those legs long, so do what you can or keep those knees bent. Roll it down. Last one. Exhale. Roll up, lift. This time, round over the legs, whether they're bent or straight. Just give yourself this release through the upper body. Maybe shake the knees a little bit or shake the legs. Let the head release. Let the back release. And then bring yourself all the way up. Last thing here, we're flipping over onto our belly for a little bit more extension work. Coming all the way down. Hands are going to be underneath the shoulders. Hands are going to be underneath the forehead. So you're stacking the hands. Forehead is right on top of the hands. Elbows are wide. Legs are reaching nice and long. They can be a little bit wider than hip distance. Now it's easy to let yourself relax into the mat here. Really reach through the legs. Think of engaging the glutes, pulling the belly button up and off the mat. That's really going to engage the core. From there, inhale, lift just the upper body, So everything together. Hands connected to forehead, upper body lifts as you lengthen. You're not going to get up too high. And then we lower back down. And again, inhale, lift. Think of length instead of height as you lift. And lower. This is beautiful strength work for the back and for your core. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Even if you just come an inch off the mat, that's all you need. Just a little bit. You are getting that work here. Lift. And lower. 2 more. Last one, lift. And lower. Place it down. Rock your hips here side to side just to release a little bit before we move our hands wider to the right outside the edges of your mat, maybe a little bit forward from your shoulders. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Engage the core and the glutes. Press into the hands now as you lift up. If you can straighten the arms, that's great. If you can't, don't worry. Find this deeper extension here, shoulder blades down the back. Pull the belly in and up to support yourself. And then bend the elbows as you roll it down. So you're waving here up and down. Press into the hands. Wave the spine up as you lift and extend. Think of shining your heart forward here before you lower. 3 more. Rolling up to lift. Very nice. And lower. 2 more. I love this one too. I love this deeper opening here in the front of the chest. It's beautiful extension. Something we all need a little bit more of. Lift and down. Beautiful. Again, shake those hips here, just releasing any tension. Hands come under the shoulders. Press yourself up and back into a child's pose. We are finishing up now. Release the hips back towards the heels. I like to rock my hips here side to side, releasing, again, any tightness or tension in the lower back and the hips. Just let your upper body release, let your arms release. Maybe massage your forehead into the mat. Deep breath in here. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Sitting onto your heels as you roll the spine all the way up to a seated position. Facing forward now. Let's finish how we started. So taking a few deep breaths, just find a nice comfortable position. Maybe you sit on top of one of your blocks. Take a deep breath in as you bring those arms out and up. And as you bring those arms down, feel that spine growing taller again towards the ceiling. Hopefully you feel that strength now, right? Your core is supporting you more after this class, right? You are finding this beautiful length through the spine, feeling supported to go about your day, but still feeling mobile and ready for anything. Beautiful. Arms lift and lowering all the way down. Wonderful job. I want you to take note of how you feel now versus the beginning of class. I feel pretty amazing. I feel energized. I feel strengthened, but not in a way that's tight, right? We want to have a balance of both of those. So hope you guys enjoyed this too. Look forward to seeing you here next time. Thank you so much.